Hey guys, it's Boki here from Gigi's Fabric Shop, home to Juki and Junkies, and in today's video we're going to talk about variegated threads. Variegated threads are beautiful. They offer so many different options and uses, and I love trying to incorporate them into my projects because they're just so much fun. So in today's video, I'm going to be showing you what variegated thread is, tell you all about it. I'm going to show you what you can use it for, followed by some examples, so then that way you can use them in your projects. So let's answer the million-dollar question. What is variegated thread? Variegated thread is just a type of thread that contains multiple colors. So unlike your traditional type of thread that has one solid color to match your project, this little guy has a bunch of different colors in it. So variegated thread just offers a little bit more fun to either camouflage into your projects or add a little pizzazz, as we like to say. So there's lots of brands out there that make variegated thread, but we specifically carry the brand Affinity variegated thread. So if you are somebody who follows us and has noticed we use a type of thread called Glide in our videos, which is actually the spool that I was just holding up, this is from the brand Habidash, and we are obsessed with this thread. I'm actually going to go ahead and link down in the comments below the video where we did with Presley, our rep from Habidash, where we talk about this thread, what makes it so special, and you can watch that. If you haven't tried this thread, I highly encourage you do so. So if you are somebody who uses this thread, everything you know and love about Glide 40 applies to this Affinity. So let's talk about the Affinity and what makes this thread so special. So Affinity thread is a 40 weight, 100% polyester thread, very similar to that Glide 40 that you guys love so much. This thread, unlike being a 3-ply like the Glide is, this is a 2-ply. So it's just made out of two threads kind of wrapped together. This thread comes in 27 different colors that on one spool usually have around 6 to 9 different colors. So they're either all very similar hues, or like this one, they have lots of different colors in it. There's even a rainbow one that everyone loves so much. I have a beautiful sample I'm going to show you guys later in this video with their rainbow, but they're really cool because they can contain similar hues, or kind of like all cool colors or all warm colors, or just be a fun cluster of different types of colors. So it's 40 weight, has a beautiful shine because it is that polyester type of thread. So it's gonna have a beautiful little glisten when the light hits it perfectly. It's really strong, it's very resilient. It's gonna be able to last a really long time, keep those projects together and make them last, right? So that's super important. A couple other things to note about this beautiful thread is that it is washable and dryable. So if you're somebody who's used Glide 40 thread, lots of people make it with their quilts and they throw them in the dryer and they work just fine. They're really great. They're super heat resistant too. We've tried to burn Glide thread like so many times with the iron, and it's super heat resistant. So all those qualities that you know and love about the Glide 40 really does apply in this case as well. So it's super strong. And with all those different colors, so like I said, 6 to 9 colors on one spool, depends on the color you choose. And the repeat is every 1 inch. So the color transitions quite often. I'm going to unravel the threads for you so you can kind of see how often the colors change and shift. But that's really cool to note that every inch the color is changing and ombreing or slowly transitioning into the next color. Another important thing that I want to let you guys know about this thread is that there's not really any special use for it. It's not like a metallic thread where you have to use like a specific type of needle for your project. Really works just like any other polyester thread. So however you work with Glide, that's how you'll work with this thread. You just put it on your machine, set it up, and then just use the appropriate needle for whatever project you're using. And if you need a little help on that, check down below in the description. We'll link the Needles 101 video, so then that way you can watch that. So now that you know everything you need to know about it, what can you use it for? So if you've heard of us talk about Glide 40, we really say it's the bread and butter. It does everything from quilting to garments to free motion to embroidery to piecing. Really, anything you want to do with it, you can do with it. This is definitely a very decorative type of thread because it's, multicolored. It's meant to be seen. So can you use it for piecing? Absolutely. If you really wanted to, you totally could, but you definitely want people to see this beautiful thread. So you can use it in embroidery. I can't wait to show you guys some samples of embroidery that I have used this with. It just adds so much fun color and texture and fonts and backgrounds. It's absolutely stunning. You can use it in free motion quilting. I have some beautiful samples with free motion quilting that just, it's perfect. If you're somebody who likes to do t-shirt quilts or quilts that have a lot of color in them, sometimes it can be really hard to find like the perfect match for the top of the quilt. So if you're somebody who does that, you should consider trying out one of these Affinity threads, and I'll give you some suggestions of ones I think would be great. But it's fun because it adds a little bit of color to the whole project. It'll transition everywhere. You can use it in your top stitching, even in your bags. I love seeing contrast stitching. I've seen some beautiful bags where it's like black and they'll use like a white thread or like a black and white type of thread, kind of like this beautiful zebra color, which is black, white, and gray. They'll use this to like add some contrast stitching. Along with that, you can also use this in garment sewing. I have a shirt actually that's black that has contrast stitching in white. I would have loved to have seen it in something like this too, because it adds so much fun texture to it. You can do quilted garments with it, do some quilting and paneling on it. There's really nothing that this thread can't do. The point of it is to be on full display and add some fun, extra pizzazz to your projects. So let's see this pizzazz in real life. There is so many fun ways that you can use this thread, as I've mentioned. This is probably one of my favorite ways, is using it in quilts, especially quilts that have multiple colors. Even on the one behind me, I would have loved to see the quilting in some variegated threads, but here's a perfect example. This is a rainbow quilt. I think it was called Skittles, and we use the rainbow affinity on it, and the stitching is just gorgeous because it ties in all the colors on the quilt and kind of transitions on each one, ties it all together, melts in. Gigi actually free motion quilted this one. She did such a beautiful job, and I love the way it makes it pop. It just looks awesome. Voila. Here's a couple more examples for you guys just to get those creative juices flowing. Here's a beautiful embroidery project that I just did on the Janome 500E. If you didn't know, by the way, we do have another YouTube channel. It's called Janome Junkies. I would highly suggest you guys subscribe to that as well if you're looking for more embroidery content. There's so much to learn on that platform as well. So here's a beautiful example of a simple project, how it can just be elevated with a variegated thread. I used the color Mediterranean from Affinity for this project, and it just really added some fun texture to the project. I love the varying colors. This is a really beautiful shade of kind of like those Mediterranean blues, a little bit of green, absolutely gorgeous. So this is a beautiful one. I wanted to kind of inspire you with a couple other ideas. So for my garment sewers, for my hobbyists, this thread is perfect for a lot of different projects. I know summer is around the corner and spring, and just any time of the year, bucket hats are such a fun thing to make. We started this bucket hat frenzy like I think 2 years ago at this point, and you see so many beautiful bucket hats out there. This would be a really fun one to do with variegated thread as well. Imagine some beautiful quilting on the rim of those lines that add that texture to the hat in some variegated colors. Make it scrappy. So this is super fun. And remember, you guys, we're sewists. We make things. We get creative. You really gotta let those creative juices flow and think of fun ways to elevate your projects. This Mediterranean would be really fun on this project as well. This is called the Benny lunch bag. This is actually a pattern that I wrote for you guys. I'll link it down in the comments below. But this would be actually a really cute one too. This is a really busy fabric that it sometimes can be hard to even pick a color that'll match it. So Mediterranean would be perfect to kind of tie all those colors in together, so to speak. And inside it's actually quilted too, so that would be really cool to add some color into the quilting as well. And finally, for my bag makers, this is a perfect example of quilting too, so you can use it on your quilts. But if you're doing any project, even in apparel, if it's quilted, it's fun to use variegated thread. I think this wine color would have been really cute for this one. This is kind of like pinks and purples. It has a little bit of orange in there too, so it's really pretty. I think this would look great for this bag. You could pull any variegated color here. So make sure you guys check out JukiJunkies.com for those 27 color options from the variegated threads. Lots of links down in the descriptions below for the things that I mentioned in today's video, so make sure you check that out and let me know what's your favorite color of Affinity or what you like to use Affinity Glide thread for, because we want to inspire other people and, you know, get those creative juices flowing. Definitely, if there's any color I would suggest you buy to start out, it would probably be zebra. This is a nice black and white. This one's gonna go with a lot. This wheat color is absolutely gorgeous, kind of like some nice neutrals. Very, very nice for quilting. And then rainbow, of course, which I showed earlier in the video on that gorgeous quilt. Rainbow's a really, really fun one. I would highly recommend on bags. So make sure you guys like this video, subscribe, comment down below what was your favorite part or what you like to use this thread for, and let me know if you have any other video ideas that you guys want to see next. Share your projects, tag us on your socials. If this is some thread that you already love so much, share down below so we can see and we can share it with others. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys soon.